Welcome back to the Retro Sports Gamer channel. It's your boy Green Majik, streaming from Chicago, Illinois, with a Saturday afternoon stream here. Gonna continue my series Jam Rules with Green Majik. I'm gonna pull up the chat here to see if we can engage with that. So I've done a few videos of NBA Jam Original on Super Nintendo, and so you can find those on the channel. And today I'm going to begin NBA Jam Original on Sega Genesis. They're similar games. They do have some nuances, some differences. I'm going to talk a little about those as I go through the playthrough. We are going to... What's up, Jose Sweet? I see you in the chat. That's my bro. I'm starting this playthrough here. And I decided, you know what? Let's start with the Bucks. The Milwaukee Bucks. Not an incredible, sexy team in this game, but you know what? They're my childhood team. We're going to go to options before we begin. We're going to turn that tag mode on. That means that you can control both players when you're on offense. Computer assistance, usually you want that on, but we're going to turn it off for the first game to you know, see how much that affects everything. In Super Nintendo version, it affected it a lot. We're going to see if that affects it for the Genesis version. Usually when you have computer assistance on, it's like a handicap. It makes a computer more tough. You know, it's harder to build a lead and sustain a lead. So we're going to find some initials here. How about Giannis? We're going to start from the beginning here. I won't go over all the teams yet, but you know, you see your standard superstars here from 1994. We got some Charles Barkley. We got some Clyde Drexler, Sean Kemp, Mr. NBA Jam himself. Notable people missing. We've got no Shaquille O'Neal on the Magic. And we've got no Michael Jordan on the Bulls. Other than that, you're going to see all the All-Stars you want to see in this version of the game. We got some Patrick Ewing, all those guys. Isaiah Thomas, Detroit basketball, classic Hardaway Mullen. So, yep, that's right, Retro Sports Gamer. We got a matinee, afternoon, 2 p.m. Saturday going on. We're going to go Milwaukee Bucks. Tonight, Bucks playing the Pistons, Game 3 of Round 1. I gotta honor those best team in the league here. Gonna go with some Blue Edwards. Also, in a minute, we're gonna crack open a Wisconsin beer. New Glarus Spotted Cow from Troy GB Land brought this down when he was in town for the Tecmo Players Championship 2. So I won the tip. I'm the Bucks, Blue Edwards. Usually when I'm on offense, I just go for a little donkey poo. And especially earlier in the game, you can grab those. So on defense, you know, you just want to shove them over. This is classic Jam. Sometimes they get a dunk on you like that. But I'll show you in a second my main strategy for defense. On defense, usually I try to push the first guy over. And then I just kind of wait for the pass for him. Because, you know, they're two guys. They're either going to pass it or they're going to not. You know what I'm saying? So we're heating up already. You get those 3 buckets. You get on fire. Which gives you infinite... You get to goaltend. You also get to... rail some threes. Retro Sports Gamer in the chat saying, is Blake Griffin actually going to play today? You know, I don't know. In a sense, you want to say it doesn't really matter because the Bucks are a lot better. But you know what? The Pistons gave a good showing for Game 2. They actually had the Bucks beat by 1 point going into the second half. So And what you saw there, I kind of abused a little thing in this version of the game. You can actually goaltend if you jump from a specific position. And that position is kind of like, well, wait till I get the ball back. That position is kind of this area right here. I just call it the key, for better or for worse. If you jump from that space and you catch the ball in flight, you're able to goaltend basically, whether you're on fire or not. And so that's something that can be abused when you're playing against the computer all day. It's what you want to do if you're doing a world record run. You want to just sit in that key, wait for them to shoot, and grab the ball. So, further follow up on the Blake Griffin question. I hope he does play. You know, you want your team to obviously win every playoff game, but you want to beat teams at their best and kind of get that practice for the teams down the line. You know what I'm saying? If the Bucks make a deep run, they're going to have to go against a lot of star players, you know what I'm saying? And so they might as well beat the Pistons at their full. And you know, that's an 8 seed, barely snuck into the playoffs with a 500 record. They should be able to take care of the Pistons, no problem, even with all their star players. Retro Sports Gamer is saying, I feel like you can get in a rhythm with the Bucks. 2 tall players, no way to mistake who is who. That's true. One reason why I love the Bucks, they got a bald guy. Most players look like Harper and Jackson. They're pretty indistinguishable. With the Bucks, you got one of the bald guys in the game, and then you got the only blonde guy in the game, as far as I know. Maybe Rick Smits is blonde. I don't know. But so you got some unique characters going on. And so you see what I'm doing here when I'm on fire. I'm shooting threes, obviously, but I'm getting open. And the way I do that is I kind of go over here, and then I just do a little sidestep. You know, James Harden has the drop back 3. Blue Edwards has the sidestep 3. And you do that to kind of like get the computer to jump where you're not. So, well, he's kind of in my face out now. But you kind of slide over, and you pop that 3. So on defense, ooh, barely gave it to me. Time running out. I want to take that last shot. Oh, they rejected me. A lot of times I go for a hook shot on that last shot because they can't really block it. It's a high percentage. Meant to go for a 3, but I just kind of ran out of time. So here we are handling the Mavericks 35-pointer. The world record is 78, held by, I wrote it down here somewhere, Tim Prudence. He beat Hal Hawkins, had a record of 77. Tim knocked it off. That's a really good record. And again, I have computer assistance off, which means there's no handicap for the computer to try to catch up on me. And I can already tell, like, the defenders don't look very fast. And I'm just railing every 3. And when computer assistance is off, you're going to see me bricking a lot of 3s, even when I'm on fire. So I keep shooting 3s from here because when you do have the computer assistance on, that's kind of, for whatever reason, the main spot. Who gave it to me? It's kind of the main spot. Like, if I go from other places, I might make it. It's just not as high percentage. Maybe with the computer assistance off, I will rail these from everywhere. So that'd be fun to check out. Man, that feels good. There's that brick. And another thing I'll point out is, oh, he got me. No, I got it. Another thing I'll point out is, it's not very easy to push them over in this version of the game. For whatever reason, like I did there, but usually when the computer assistance is on, you got to see. It's like that. Like I pushed him, and he said, "Whoo!" but he didn't fall over, and that's like that's what happens a lot in this game. So when that happens, you really got to get back on D. And while you're getting back on D, you want to get in those passing lanes because sometimes you'll be able to pick it off. Also on defense, oh, I mistimed that. That was my bad. Also, when you're on defense, you kind of want to use your pushes to create space. I'll wait till I'm on defense to talk about that one. You want to create space, right? Because you want to jump from the key like that, but you want to make sure no one's in the key there. Because if they are, then they can kind of like get a quick dunk in. Dunks are really tough to block in this version of the game. So you want to kind of keep people clear of the key and just goaltend all day, baby. And we're going to see when we turn the computer assistance off that it's a little tougher to. Oh, shit. Sorry, I thought I got dropped for a second there. It's a little tougher to clear that key because they find a way to get in there. They make some sneaky passes and get in there. So that's a classic example of me just using that goaltend trick. It did look like visually that I was a little bit off on my jump, but that's just what I've learned. That's the way to line it up. Is the Barkley version are you playing or Marley, says Retro Sports Gamer. It is the Barkley version, and in fact, when you go to the team selection screen, the Suns are the first team that they pop up there, and Barkley's there. So it's almost like they're saying, "Oh yeah, we got Barkley." And Tom's asking that because a lot of versions don't. I don't know what the percentage is, but some original NBA Jam versions have Barkley and some don't, and that was a licensing thing. None of the versions have Shaq, and none of the versions have Jordan, unfortunately, but Barkley is in some of them. Going to do that goaltending trick all day. That's what we do. That's how we get the lead. Going to do that side step 3 all day. 80 points. 70-point lead. Looks like I won't get the 78 record, but that's okay. Computer. The nail in the coffin, says Tim Kitzrow. Ooh, Brad Lohaus, give him the last shot. Bricked it. Barkley says, shut up, I'm in this game. Yes, says Retro Sports Gamer Tom. Charles Barkley has a couple games for Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis called Charles Barkley's Shut Up and Jam. And that's why he's not allowed to be in this further versions of Jam. Those games, I'll say, have a nice style and aesthetic to them. A little bit cumbersome to play. So here's the stat line I like to see. This game's not going to give you many rebounds. It's not going to give you many assists, because why pass the ball, you know what I'm saying? I'm Blue Edwards. And I got 19 threes. That might be a personal record, but like I said, computer assistance is off, so I would have been bricking them a lot more had it been on. And I got my 10 dunks. I'm always looking for at least 10 dunks. In this game, you can shatter the backboard if you get a lot of kind of highfalutin dunks in the second half. I got my 20 steals. I'm always looking for at least 10 steals, but computer assistance off, it's easier to get more. 18 blocks, I'm always going for at least 10 blocks. So in the chat, Retro Sports Gamer Tom is saying, does this version have the 5-second goaltend rule like TE? I think it does, actually. We can try to test that theory. Usually I'm just using the goaltend trick because that's the best way to stop the computer at any point. And I will say that on last second shots, even if the computer has 1 second to throw it up, full court shot, they make it very, very often when the computer assistance is on. I'll say over 90%. So basically, don't give the computer any time left on the clock when that computer assistance is on. And if you do, say you give them 5-10 seconds, make sure you get the heck back there and use that goaltending trick to stop them. Tag mode still on. Computer assistance, we're going to turn that on. Things are getting real now. This is a real video game we're playing. We are going to go back. Welcome to the chat, Thomas Servo. We're playing NBA Jam Original on Sega Genesis. I want to know. My sign-in is Giannis. In honor of the best team in the NBA, Milwaukee Bucks. Also, in honor of the Bucks, we're drinking a Wisconsin brewski here at Green Majik Tap. Spotted cow. It's delicious. Thomas Servo said he just played TE last weekend. That's good to hear, buddy. I'm going to be playing some TE later in the series. Is TE the only version with injury? Yes. Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis NBA Jam TE have the injuries. This version does not. You push strictly to get the ball or just create space. And injury is different in the Genesis version as the Super Nintendo, because in Genesis, the injuries don't reset. So once a guy's got an injury, he's got it for life, basically. Super Nintendo, they do reset a little more of a realistic situation. Oh, Christian Leitner slipping it by me. What's up, ATB9? Good to see you in the chat this Saturday afternoon. A lot of times we do night streams, but heck, I was off today. Thought I'd get some streaming on. In fact, this morning I met a buddy to play some real life basketball at Foster Beach Park. They got a b-ball court. We were shooting some b-ball outside the school. Dang, Christian Leitner, man, he knows his spot. And you can already see the computer assistance, it being on. It's like they're much more intent on actually scoring and not just letting me push them around. Oh, blue is there. That's my ball. That's my ball. I'm heating up. This is getting exciting. Chucky P thinks he's got it. Free goaltend. NBA Jam Original. That's what's up. Oh, blue. Come on, man. Okay, and you will see that sometimes when you're heating up, especially, they just make that third shot just a little difficult. Blue doesn't want to get it. What I'm talking about. Blue Edwards on fire. It's time to rail some threes. It's time to get some goaltends. Ooh, barely gets it. Time to do my sidestep three. Getting some space. Rails it over Christian Leitner. Gonna try to build this lead here. All right, last shot. Gonna go for the little sidestep three. No, I just didn't want. I didn't want Christian to get the ball, because when they get the ball, they rail that last shot, guaranteed. So I'd rather not shoot it, keep my fire into the next period, than give them the ball and have them rail that dirty full court three-point shot. And I just took the ball from Christian. And when I'm shooting threes like that, I'm doing the sidestep, but it also is he tries to slip in a hook shot. That's dirty. It's also, you release it right at the top of your, arc. And I'm going to goaltend that all day, Christian. You know that by now. Sidestep, release at the top. From that spot, usually that's good. Christian trying to slip it in, but I'm there all day, baby. I'm there all day. Blue is just getting warmed up. Oh, Christian all the way into the key. And I'll tell you what, when the computer shoots from the side like that, it is a lot harder to do the free goaltend. So Chucky P was able to slip that in there. You know, I want them to shoot threes like that all day because I'm gonna just jump up and snatch it. Um, so when they're on the side, then I usually do go out and try to push them. Oh, almost got the steal. And you just see me hovering back here in the zone D, just waiting until they throw up that lollipop. And oh, Christian. See, they double teamed me. That was nice. Goaltend all day. You should know by now. See, even though both of them are there, I'm gonna still dunk it on them. You know what I'm saying? And that's in this version of the game, a Jam Original. All right, I'm going last shot. I'm gonna go side 3. And rails it. All right. Tom says, "Hey, Adam Boom Shakalaka." ATB9 says he can't buy a bucket. That's right. That's one of the fun tag phrases Tim Kitzrow in this game. He's just a genius and hilarious. Haha, the Bucks are buying buckets. That's right, baby. We're buying lots of buckets. Only 5 threes. I'm going to get more than 5 threes in the second half. I guarantee it. Retro Sports Gamers saying, what's up with the hook shot? Is it unstoppable? I have not found it to be as unstoppable in this version of the game as TE. Obviously, you can't block it, which is nice, but... And you can't... I guess you can't goaltend it, because it... No, you can goaltend it. I take it back. So in that regard, if you have a user opponent, you can just goaltend it that way. I will do the hook shot a lot of times. I will do it a lot of times for my last shot, just because it's such a quick release and they can't push you and whatnot. But in general, I just go dunk. You know, dunk is more of a much more of a gimme than a hook shot. And I don't even do jump shots, honestly, like, because they're just, you're gonna miss it probably, and not only that, but the computer's gonna get the rebound probably, and not only that, between the T-Wolves, not only that, but when the computer, oh, Christian trying to get open in the key, but Blue's there. So when, say, Christian gets that rebound, and by the way, that was an auto jump. Auto jumps happen sometimes in this game. This version of Jam, not nearly as much as the Super Nintendo version. Super Nintendo version, that happens all day. It is so frustrating. Auto jumps are supposed to help you, but they really don't. But what I was saying a second ago is when you brick that 3 or whatever it is, and you know, the computer gets the rebound, their teammate, like right there, their teammate goes back on D, but yours doesn't. I mean, their teammate goes for the fast break, but your drone sits at middle court, not to be crass, but he's got his thumb somewhere where the sun don't shine. And they do that just as like a, you know, make it easier for the computer to get a score. Oh, I better put my beer down and start playing. So what I'm saying is, you gotta get, if you shoot a 3 and you miss it, you gotta get the heck back on D, because you ain't got no help. Ooh, Bradley Lowhard doing some defense, but he's all about Blue. Side 3, Christian's in my face, but I still rail it because Blue knows. He's gonna get his blocks all day. Side 3, it's a brick. That's okay, I'll just block it, says Blue. And I've got pretty good at those free goaltend blocks. I do miss them sometimes, and that's, even though it looks super cheap when I'm doing here, there is some skill involved. It's not completely. Oh, Lowhard getting the rebound. And another brick for Blue. And I should have got back on defense further. I just got burned because Lowhard didn't want to play defense, and that happens. Forgot what I was saying. Oh! Yeah, sometimes you can use the arrows to see where you are off screen and just shove them. And that's really the best way to get steals in this game, is to anticipate when they're passing like that and shove them so that they can't receive the ball. Oh, Leitner playing tough deep. And also, oh, Leitner slips it in there, dirty. Gonna do that hook shot for the last shot. Backboard. Didn't call it, but I called it in my head. So, Retro Sports Gamer saying, any chance you lose a game during this play session? No. There's not, unless I did a crazy challenge. And you know what? I don't feel like doing crazy challenges with this version of the game. With NBA Jam Original on Super Nintendo, I enjoyed those challenges because it is so methodical, and the rubber band is so specific to how many points you have. This one, I just want to kick their butts as much as I can, every single game. Yeah, A2B9, thanks for being in the chat. Good to talk to you. And Retro Sports Gamer mentioning that NBA Jam, or Tecmo Jam Cleveland, is in November this year. So last year it was in August, and this year it's in November. So y'all, if you want to come out to a jam tourney that's super legitimate, super fun, lots of good competition, come out to Cleveland November. Watch my videos, it'll get you ready for it. I'll show you all I know, and you can be an awesome jammer and bring the heat in November, maybe win some money. So looking at my stat line from the second game, like I told you, I was going to get more threes. I knew it. Blue heated up 13 threes, 10 dunks, love to see that, 10 steals, that's right, 28 blocks, that's great, and I even got a rebound. And Blowhard with the minuscule stat line, 1 assist, 1 steal, 1 block, 1 rebound, which is actually way more than he usually does. So we're moving on to game 3 here. It's going to be against the Heat, Ronnie Cycli and Harold Miner, Baby Jordan. And I'm going to be blue for one more game. I like to, keep one guy for 3 games, and then I'll swap it. I'll be Blowhard. Gonna lock in this Giannis here. Juno. And I'll be playing the first 9 games of this playthrough today. I'll save the next 9 for another video, and the next 9 for another video. So let's look at the Heat real quick. Where'd they go? Here we go. So Cycling Miner, you're like, where's Glenn Rice? I think he is in he's in the original arcade version, I believe. He's in some versions of Jam, not in this one. The Heat is one team where, or I should say, Ronnie Cycli is a player who his attributes change from the Super Nintendo version to the Genesis. For some reason, they gave him a lot more 3-point ability in Genesis, and I think they knocked down his dunk or defense, but not sure why they did that, but it's one of the changes. The other changes is Derek McKee's stats is slightly better in the Genesis version. He's one of the worst players, attribute-wise, Super Nintendo. All right, one more game for Blue before we go low hard. Last match against the T-Wolves was pretty good. I had like 50 burger. Let's try to get at least 55. Let's try to show the people what the Bucks are capable of. Ooh, Heat coming out of the gate. Theodore Blue Edwards. That's usually not a good sign when they make you pull up for a 2-pointer instead of dunk it. Usually that's when I'm like, computer doesn't want me to score now, do they? So I'm just going to do my little outside-inside move. I call that jam the Mama Frog. I'm just clearing space here. Oh, oh. See, I missed one push and they scored. That's kind of how this game goes. You gotta nail your pushes. Boom shakalaka to the right. I pushed Harold. I thought he might. Oh, right through my fingertips. I don't know if that was a missed time by me, but it felt good. Jams it in. So the Heat are step and step with me. No real lead built yet. And I anticipated that pass. Pushed over Cycly. Gets the steal. Coast to coast. Blue Edwards. Come on, Bucks. Boom. So one reason you want to push the dudes, even if they don't have the ball, you want to be pushing someone because if they have both players, Blue rails it. So Blue is feeling good. What's up, Tecmo Cleveland, aka Tecmo Jam? Tom, how are you doing, buddy? Good to see you in the chat. We were just talking about ATB was just talking about and Retro Sports Gamer Tom was just talking about the Tecmo Jam Cleveland. I was saying it is a great tourney, very fun, very well run by you. I'm hoping people watch these videos, get their jam skills on, and we'll just have so many excellent jammers come out to Cleveland. Ooh, but the Heat, see, sometimes they block you and blow hard. He did not feel like getting back on defense. He took that play off. That's how you know that they're not the 2018-2019 Bucks, because those guys don't take any plays off, and that's why they're the best. Blue Edwards can't buy a friggin' bucket, gets the rebound, slams it home. Oh, that's one of the easiest passes to read when the computer has the ball and the dude, I'm just reading you like a book. When the computer has the ball and the guy who doesn't have the ball kind of goes up on top, I'm like, I know you want to pass to him. He's trying to spread the field. Oh, Lohard, get in the rebound. Lohard's got to play some D. He's not on fire. So, okay, that brings up a point. So Lohard I goaltended, right? And in this version of the game, if you're on fire, what's it called? If you're on fire and you goaltend, you actually keep your fire. That's not the same. That's not true for TE, I believe. But in this version, you can keep your fire. So Tom's saying this isn't TE. This isn't TE, is it? Doesn't look like it. No, it is NBA Jam Original. So my first few videos I did for Jam Rules with Green Magic, I did Jam Original on Super Nintendo. And then now I'm doing sorry, the timing was off from the video. Now I just started NBA Jam Original on Sega Genesis. So we're doing all 4 games from the 16-bit era. And so we're working up, and the last one I'll do is NBA Jam Tournament Edition for Sega Genesis, which is what Tecmo Jam Cleveland uses for their tournament. So these games are fun as well, though, even though they're not used for tournaments. You're right, it is Genesis for sure. It has the music in the background, and that's how you know it's Genesis, because Genesis put that music, Super Nintendo did not. So I got my 10 blocks for the first half. Let's go. I'm only at about 30. It's not terrible, but definitely not gonna get that 78 point. Oh, I got back on defense, but was it far enough? No, it was not. See, unfortunately, when you miss those threes, sometimes you just can't get back. Oh, right through my fingers. I do find sometimes coming out the gate of the second half, it's like tougher. It's like, oh, nice play, blow hard, give me that ball. It's tougher to score and it's tougher to stop the computer. See, I actually dunked that, but they were like, no. We're like, blow hard, getting the block. That wasn't even blue. Rails it. That's just something to be aware of. When you start the second half, just know that the computer is going to be pretty vicious. Ooh! All day long. And blue, blow hard, bailing me out, getting that rebound, buddy. I usually just forget about my drone. It's not true for TE, but for this version of the game, I just forget about my drone on defense. I assume he's going to do nothing. And to expect anything from him will just, result in you failing. He's on fire, blue. Let's go. Let's get 2 threes before. Oh, blow hard. Playing some stiff D. Let's go 1 more 3, blue. Let's go 1 more, baby. 1 more 3. 1 more 3. Ah. Dang, that was a sneaky play. Sneaky. I thought they were going to do the last shot. I was under the hoop. They dished it into the key to Harold, Baby J, and he puts in the quick shot. And because he was so close to the hoop, I couldn't do my goaltending BS. I knew he was going to pass it, but I didn't time. Oh, he's going for the hook shot! That answers your question about the hook shot. I cannot do the free goaltend. I see some comments in the chat. Oh, Blowhard is playing out of his mind. Brad Lojas, a.k.a. Blowhard, is playing such good defense right now. I just got done talking about how I don't rely on my drone for anything. Blowhard heard me and is like, no, bro, nice. That's beautiful. And I have a hard time pushing the computer while they're dunking. Man, blue does not want... Oh, auto jump. But I'm able to put it back in there. Oh, I timed that so well. Blue. Blue Edwards. Slamma jamma. Over the shoulder, honey. Finding the lane. Ooh, Cycly says no. Not in the house of Ronald. Alright, time winding down in this chapter. Edwards busts out the... Alright, Tecmo John, Tom, catch you later. Happy Easter to you too. So Tom, get it. Very worth it to do playthroughs of each of them. You're looking at stat line, only 8 threes. You gotta do better than that, blue. 13 dunks, not great. 8 steals, not great. 21 blocks, that's fine. 2 rebounds. But Blowhard, 4 assists, 3 steals, 4 blocks. That's my guy. And that's how you become the starter right there. We're going Blowhard for the next 3 games. I think the next one is against Washington, Tom Gugliotta, and Harvey Grant. So we'll take a look at their roster here. Going to lock in Giannis. Going to lock in a sip of this Spotted Cow. Like I said, Tom, first team that shows up on the team selection screen is the Suns. Because they, I guess, went to the finals in, 93 against the Bulls. And they might have even had the best record that year. But, they put the icon on the Suns. They're like, we've got Barkley. Shut up. So So we're gonna look at Washington. Washington, very good team in TE. They got that. They got that Chris Webber life, Cheney, and Scott Skiles. So they're very fast. Got 3-point potential and power. Bullets in this game, pretty nondescript. Gugat apparently is a good defender. Medium on everything else. Harvey apparently above average speed and above average with Bradley a below hard. I do think one thing I said a lot in the Super Nintendo original playthrough was that attributes didn't seem to matter a whole heck of a lot. In this version, it does seem to kind of matter. Like speed does, dunks certainly does to an extent, and I find only the players with really high dunking can shatter the backboard. I've only done it, I think, with Scottie Pippen, and he's got a full dunk. He's like 5 out of 6 or 6 out of 6 on dunks. So, and then threes does seem to matter to an extent. Defense, I guess you're able to push them a little bit easier. I don't know, but those matter more for playing in person, like against another user. When you're playing against the computer, they're just, if you're beating by a I got. What's up? Oh.
From downtown. At the buzzer. downtown. He's on fire.
All right, welcome back. I apologize. We got dropped for a second. I had an error notification, so we're back online now. I just wrapped up a game with the Bucks against the Sixers. This is my fifth game, I believe, in the playthrough of NBA Jam Original on Sega Genesis. I'm going to go to the Kings next. I'm going to do 9 games today for the video. Then I'll do the next 9 on another video and the last 9 on yet another video. We're going to lock in